stuff is all basically FBX files. Anything that's basically not an MB or MA file, .MB is Maya binary, MA is Maya ASCII file. Anything that's not in either of those two formats, you can still open. You basically just have to go to File, then Import. Go File, Import. I'm going to go Import. So I might just grab, let's say, like, I'll open this acting stage, for example. So this has, some curtains and stuff. So if in your room you needed curtains, this would be an acceptable piece to use. So I'm going to go import another piece here. Let's try the family car or family van. We'll see what that one is. All right, so there's this kind of like, right, chunky, cute, yeah. But again, kit bashing is literally taking any piece that you find can work in your scene and using it and kind of like remixing it in a way. So what I might do is just break off the hubcap, right? I'll combine these two because they're separate pieces, and then I could use that actually as an architectural element, like I showed you guys earlier with the flowers or the filigree. So I could, in fact, just remix that. That's kit bashing. It's just finding ways to use other mesh that will actually work in your scene. So in this case, I could just go, let me just make sure my pivot is centered. So I'm allowing you guys to use 6 additional pieces for your environments for kit bashing purposes. So pivot is centered, and I could just go Edit, Duplicate Special. Again, I'm going to have to 0 the rotation. Maybe I'll do minus, I don't know if that's the right axis. It's not, so I'm going to undo 0, and I guess it'll be Z. So I'll go -5, let's say, right? I'll go +3 instead, or +2. Let's see what that does. A little too close. 2.5. And I'll make like, I don't know, 8 copies or whatever. Instance is always good. New group is always good. Okay, maybe I'll go back to 3. I don't know why it was so off there. All right, so those could, again, like the filigree that I used, that could be the same thing. I'm just grabbing it from a different source and using a different shape, right? The other thing is I can hack and slash this too, so maybe I don't even see those back polys. Well, I'm just going to go in, shift double click, and then use my, shift greater than, expand the selection, and delete the back polys that I'm never going to see, and stick to that. And that could very easily be an architectural element, right? So that's kind of the essence or nature of kit bashing, is using, mixing, and remixing parts of other models, other scenes. So I can actually give you guys this kit. This is was a freely downloaded kit, and then I think it quickly disappeared for some reason, but I'm not even sure. I don't know if you can click and drag these things in. I guess you can. I haven't tried that yet in Maya, but so there you go. Again, kind of like bamboo rafters. I don't know if this will work in your scene. Anybody have anything else that they might want that they could use from these pieces? Rope, whatever. So not really finding too much I would personally use. I tend to go more classical architecture when I do architecture, but retaining wall, I don't know what that is. We'll see what that is. Nothing crazy. But again, you could just grab these columns, for example. They've got a little bit of chamfering. I mean, they're very, very low poly anyways, so I mean, it's not something that's like absolutely crucial, but shingles, this actually looks interesting. So I'm going to grab the shingles. So a lot of companies, a lot of times when you have a job, you'll actually, there we go, shingles, right? So a lot of times when you're working in a company, they'll have huge, even if you're a modeler, they'll have huge libraries of fairly common objects that already exist. So a modeler's job more and more is becoming kind of quasi-conceptual, right? Doing stuff in ZBrush or Mudbox, experimenting, or making things that just simply don't exist in a kind of plain, common world that we sort of live in, right? They're more eccentric, unusual stuff. So these are roof shingles, right? The kind of terracotta. It looks like these actually have their normals flipped the wrong way. Aren't you guys glad that I showed you normals? Because now you know, as soon as you get a mesh imported and it's all goofy and it's black or the shading's weird, you can fix that. So again, a lot of times you'll have these little kind of kit bash pieces, right? There's train tracks, and I'm sure literally it's just this. So I don't know what this piece is below. I'm not sure what that. I'm not sure really has a function, so I'd probably just delete that. But in the case of these train tracks, probably duplicate out the planks. Modify. Let's say modify. Edit, duplicate special. Clearly the distance isn't quite right. Again, I'm dying for the day when Maya has like an interactive mode. That'd be fantastic. 12, a little bit too much. So I'll go 10. Probably 11 will do. Spacing is always kind of crucial in these things. So something in between, probably 10 and a half for distance in this case. Oops. 10.5, there we go. It's actually not too bad. Okay, close enough. And then I'll grab these two pieces, like a simple way to stretch these out. I wouldn't, oh yeah, I should probably do these things as well. Again, my preference would be probably, here, let me just undo all this. Let's grab all this stuff, and then I'll grab the stuff on the other side. Okay. And then I'll do an apply, just so that it's all consistent. And then these two pieces here, again, I might just combine them since they're basically the same. Go to face mode, and all you really need to do is grab the end faces and just stretch that out for your track, right? So this in a way is like a type of kit bash where you're just modifying it to suit the needs of your scene, right? Hack and slash, get it to do what you want it to do. Maybe we'll take a look at one last example. Yeah, not much I could do there, but if I needed flooring, I could potentially grab or steal this piece. Might not be a lot I could use in terms of planks, but I could, like, is this one piece? Yeah, I think it's like one piece. Oh no, they're separate planks. So yeah, I could just straighten out the end pieces and use those planks for wood flooring or a wall or something like that. Again, kit bashing, right? Yeah, was there a question? No? Okay, so